Hello, Packer Nation. This is Pat Bulger and Bonnie with the Pat Bulger Realty Group. And today we're here to talk about the Green Bay Packers.
Again.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And last week you had a great feedback on your rant, and so we decided we're going to do it again.
Okay.
And so we had people agree with you, people who didn't agree with you.
Most people agreed with me, by the way.
They did.
Yes.
One of the questions was,
What?
okay, how many Super Bowls has Ron Wolf won in his stint there?
Ron Wolf won Super Bowl.
Okay. And then the other point was, how many has Ted Thompson won?
One.
Okay.
So what is the...
So there. That's the point. Each of them have won one, right?
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Go ahead. Go on.
Well, I don't understand whose side you're on.
I'm on yours.
Yes,
I'm on the side of truth.
Yes, Ted Thompson won one Super Bowl with the great quarterback, the best quarterback in the league, Aaron Rodgers, and that's my point. He's only won one. And if some people said to me in my rant is that Ted drafted Aaron Rodgers, and yes, that's correct. But even a blind pig can find an acorn once in a while, right? And so, as Matt, our filmographer, said, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So Ted got. Listen. Be honest with you, everybody muffed the ball on Aaron Rodgers. It's famous how he sat in the draft room waiting and his name was never called, and stuff. And this is a guy that's, had a clause where he didn't get drafted to Division I school.
Right.
He had to go the junior college route, I imagine, right?
California.
So, and then he didn't get drafted in the first round. Or did he get drafted in the first round? But it was the last.
He did.
One of the last picks.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to go like number 1 or 2, I think.
Right.
And then he has to sit behind, Brett Favre, for 3 or 4 years,
right.
Which deservedly so. But the rest of the guys he watched get drafted along with him got to play right. So and then right when he gets his chance. You remember the big controversy is that Brett decides he's going to come back and play and stuff, And so Aaron, I love Brett Favre, by the way, too, and he was great for the Green Bay Packers. But Aaron Rodgers, is a class act. He never said anything. He just took his lumps. He's proven himself to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and that seems to be widely known in the NFL community. His name is always brought up there with Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. And now our local people last year when things seem to go wrong with the Packers, it's Aaron Rodgers is playing bad. What's wrong with Aaron and stuff? It's not the rest of the team. And when the Packers do well, we seem here in the Milwaukee area at least to just sit there and think the Packers are doing well. And so Packer Nation, what my rant is really about is our window of opportunity with Aaron Rodgers is small. He's got a short wingspan left. Maybe, I don't know how many years. He said he was going to play another 10 years, but let's just say he's got 5 years. So what we need to do is to get a team around him. On the national media, Eric Dickerson, and remember Eric Dickerson, there was a horrible football coach.
Yeah.
I used to call him the quarterback killer named Jeff Fisher.
Sure.
Look what he did to Vince Young and then what's the name of the Rams quarterback now? Help me out here.
Brett, what is it?
Kurt Warner?
No, he plays now for the Rams, Brett. So anyway.
For the Rams?
See, nobody knows the name.
Anyway, I was surrounded by non-football people, evidently, So anyway, but Jeff Fisher was finally exposed by Eric Dickerson as being a horrible coach, and then look, we got a new coach and coaching now the Los Angeles Rams, and they've flipped everything around, and they are, they're going into the playoffs. Chris Sims, why I bring up Eric Dickerson is because I think he really knows his football. Yeah, obviously he was a Hall of Famer, played football, he's still in the NFL, and he said that if you take, and this is before the season started or at the beginning of the season, if you take Aaron Rodgers out of the Packers. They're a horrible football team. And guys, the talk show hosts, they went crazy on this. They said, that's nuts. Eric Dickerson doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, Chris Sims has turned out, another guy, NFL football player. Father, of course, was famous Phil Sims, and Chris had a great career. I mean, well, I guess not great, but he had, he played professional football. He played professional quarterback. He was widely known for, playing with a broken spleen. For God's sakes, who does that?
That's right.
He said that,
right.
the Packers are a below average team without Aaron Rodgers. Max Kellerman, who is obviously another national sports guy. He's got his own show, The First Take. Again, said the same thing and casually said that the Packers, without Aaron Rodgers are, just, a bad football. Anyway, it does, and I can go on and on and on and on and pick out these people. So listen, folks, is now Aaron's been gone. And I'm talking to you right now, right after we've just won the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And boy, was that a horrible football game, wasn't it? I mean, Jesus Christ. They said the Packers defense stopped the Tampa Bay on drives. It seemed like, no, the Tampa Bay just went at fumbling the ball down in the red zone. And they're a horrible football team also. Anyway, it didn't seem like anybody wanted to win that game. And we did win, all right?
And it was exciting. It was exciting.
I don't think it was exciting. And we beat the
overtime.
And we beat the Bears also and stuff. So, but I think we've seen now is that, to be honest, the team's better than I thought. They're starting to run the ball. Also, we discovered a running game, for God's sakes. But there is no pass rush. The receivers, I think, one of the things is I think a really good quarterback. And if you guys remember us, is back in John Elway's day and Dan Marino's, we used to pick up these all-pro wide receivers that played with Marino, and they would come to Green Bay and they would be very, very average. And I'm afraid, as much as I like Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb and those guys, I'm not so sure that they're elite wide receivers. I think they're better, really is benefiting from playing with a great quarterback. The offensive line is still always suspect, and the defensive backfield is crazy bad. And one of the national guys came out this week and said that Ted Thompson should be prohibited from ever drafting a cornerback or a safety. He's so horrible at it. But anyway, I want to say that the football team overall, though, is playing better. I think that a lot of guys. I listen to the news. They say, "Geez, it's Mike McCarthy. It's this poor backup quarterback." No, it's not. I mean, who can go in and replace Aaron Rodgers, for God's sake?
Right. But he did run. I mean, we now know he can run.
Well,
the quarterback.
He can run, sure.
I mean, he did this last game. Ran. Like you said, their running game. But he's part of it.
Okay. So anyway, the Packers can run the football. So against
Well, I think that was
the Tampa
news to
Bay
people.
Buccaneers. So, but they've discovered a running game, and it's good. But they still I think that the coaches, you need a little bit of slack, is because they have to coach the hand that they're dealt. I mean, Bill Parcells is famous for saying, and he's going to cook the dinner, he wants to buy the groceries. There's just not a lot of talent here, you guys. So I mean, we can't throw Mike McCarthy out. I think he's doing a great job with what he's got. What we need to do, Packer Nation, we need to rise up and follow me. We need to storm Lambeau Field and take Ted Thompson out of there. Now, he's probably a wonderful guy, but we just need to get him on the next bus out of town, right? And let's get somebody in there that's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on in the NFL. There's not always 5 steps behind. Let's get somebody in there that knows about every player out there, every free agent that can play. I'm not talking about just the big money guys, but there's all kinds of guys, and they've proven they can play NFL football, and they can plug holes, and they can be productive. Bill Belichick, folks, I know you can't, Homer, Dan Needles, all these guys, you can't say Bill Belichick, can't compare anybody against Bill Belichick. Of course you can. This is a guy, he's coaching full time, and yet he's also the best general manager. How the heck does that happen? These guys, they're not putting the effort in. Ted's not putting the effort. Trust me, He's not on top of what's going on. He's calling it in. I love you. You know, you're probably the greatest guy ever, Ted, but you gotta go. Packer Nation, help me put him on a bus. Let's storm Lambeau Field. Let's take advantage of this opportunity where we see there's a hole in the chink, and let's storm Lambeau Field. Like I said, get behind me. Let's storm Lambeau Field and get a new general manager before Aaron Rodgers' career is done and we sit through 20 or 30 years of bad football. I've been there before. Anyway, this is Pat and Bonnie with the Pat Bolger Realty Group. Thanks for watching. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, remember we are in the top 1% nationally. So if you're going to buy or sell a home, call me, Pat Bolger Realty Group. Thanks for watching.